36 years female came with the complaining of left lower abdomen pain since 1 week.
What is the nature of the pain, whether it is acute or whether it is dilating or
it is sudden in onset and is intermittent and is relieved by taking medications.
In the recent DNB exam, I don't know whether everybody knows, but the questions were all on the computer, and they would just say the first line. When the patient is coming leaking urine, that's all would be. Then you have to ask the next question, then the next answer will come like that, like go on. So we have to get used to that type of questioning because it looks like that. So then only you will be able to proceed. Otherwise, they will not proceed. I hope you guys talked to Prasanna and Shivaram and found out how they were doing the exam. So anyway, this is like a practice. All this.
Yes, sir. Even I was in Pune for DNP exam. Was similar slides.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And the OSCE also was very easy actually. Very easy exam because short cases to be taken only for 5 minutes and long case only for 15 minutes.
So they must have all done pretty well with all this teaching going on.
And everybody did pretty well.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on. Sure.
Any history of fever in the past?
No fevers.
No fever.
No fever, vomitings, hematuria, lithurium, or urinary tract infection and bowel disturbances.
See, left loin pain.
Left lower abdomen pain.
Lower abdomen. Yes.
Any history of lower urinary tract symptoms she has, like frequency, urgency?
No, sir.
No. Any past history of urological intervention she has?
Yes, sir. The patient has similar complaints in the past 6 years back, and she was evaluated in another hospital and diagnosed as right renal calculus and left ectopic kidney, pelvic kidney with PUJ calculus, and was treated with right TJ stenting and left open pilotomy and stone removal and pyeloelectric anastomosis, and followed by right ESWS.
So would you have done this operation if this patient had this? Would you have done what they have done? Diagnosed as right renal calculus and left pelvic kidney with PUJ calculus and treated with right TJ stenting and left open pyelotomy, stone removal and pyeloelectric anastomosis. Would you have done this operation or would you have not done this? If you were the consultant who saw this patient.
So this patient has ectopic kidney with PUJ calculus. Open pyelotomy can be the options. Otherwise, we can do PCNL also.
No, I asked you a very specific question. Would you have done this or not?
Yes or no? And why?
Yes, no, man. What is?
Yes, sir.
Why are you hesitating? Are you thinking that doing an open surgery is not on?
Yes, sir. I can.
Yeah, yes, I would have done the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Would you have done pyeloelectric anastomosis? Did the whole operation properly. They did open pyelotomy, stone removal and pyeloelectric anastomosis. Would you have done this operation like this? So the question is not fully answered.
Sir, I will do pyelotomy and stone removal. I have no idea. Patient has whether she has a PUJ obstruction or not, sir. That is not provided in this.
No, looking at this history, would you have thought that there is a PUJ obstruction? That is a question that you will have to answer.
Yes, sir. At this, there may be a PUJ obstruction secondary to which the stone get formed, and probably they did pyelotomy and the pyelourethra.
See, you have to look at this statement very carefully. PUJ calculus, that means the calculus was started with PUJ. If you have to do a piloureteric anastomosis, that means you assume that there is a PUJ obstruction, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, what are the features of a PUJ obstruction in a pelvic kidney? That's why I asked you, would you have agreed to doing this operation? I don't deny the fact that you would have done open, but would you have done the entire operation? Is the question. Please the question. Would you have done it? You would have done it.
Sir, in case if there is a PUJ obstruction suspected, secondary to which the stone get formed, or it may be a stone which causes the edema at the PUJ. So in that case, I'll first clear the stone. Then after 4 to 6 weeks, I'll reassess whether if the patient is hydronephrosis, it gets resolved or not. If it gets resolved, I'll follow up the patient. Otherwise, I'll do
What is the problem in a pelvic ectopic kidney?
Sir,
What is the problem in an ectopic kidney?
Sir, they have a high insertion of the ureter in the ectopic kidney and high chances of PUJ obstruction, and kidneys are mallocated also.
Is it due to high insertion or something else? Pelvic kidneys have PUJ obstruction. So high insertion or something else. What is the commonest problem we encounter when we operate on pelvic kidney?
See, there are two problems with the pelvic kidney. No? One is failure to ascend, and two, failure to rotate. Yeah, so keep these two facets in your mind, and then say what is the difficulty with the pelvic ectopic kidney to make this diagnosis of PUJ obstruction. While I agree with you that there are two problems associated with pelvic kidney, one is PUJ, the other is reflux, but you have to look at the lie of these kidneys, and the lie of the kidney is such that it becomes very difficult to actually know whether there is, because the calyceal deformities are as a result of the rotation, of the failure to rotate, or just the position. It may be a horizontal kidney, it may be a cake kidney, whatever it is. So, PUJ is difficult sometimes unless there is gross hydronephrosis, which we have not been given information about. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So, mere calyceal dilatation or calyceal abnormalities may not be a feature of these. So, I mean, it is a feature of these kidneys. So, therefore, you have to be careful. Okay, carry on.
Examination findings.
So now, what do you think is the cause of a left loin pain? That's our main complaint, no?
Yes, sir.
What is the cause of left loin pain?
Sir, she may be having a ureteric calculus, or it may be again, sir, she may be having the pelvic ureteric junction obstruction.
Sorry, what was it you said?
Sir, she may be having a ureteric calculus.
Okay.
Or it may be a PUJ obstruction with superimposed UTI.
PUJ obstruction. But they have done some piloureteric anastomosis.
Or she may be having also the since 1 week or so, my probable either ureteric calculus or PUJ obstruction with superimposed UTI she may have.
No, she has been operated for PUJ obstruction, obviously. And I had a piloureteric anastomosis. So what would you call that situation? You wouldn't call it a PUJ obstruction, would you?
It's strict.
No, there would be a
It's
whatever anastomosis has been completed, if there is a narrowing there as a result of the surgery, it may be stenosis. You don't call it a PUJ obstruction. PUJ obstruction is not actually a true stenosis, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So here now they have operated, so there is a stenosis, there is a restenosis or there is stenosis at the anastomotic site or recurrence of stone. Why is there recurrence of stone? Why is there recurrence of stone in this kidney? What is the difficulty, man?
Why does stone recur?
Maybe the
नहीं,
she had
गलत all the reasons. Why does stone recur?
In this patient.
No, okay. Sir is asking in this patient why has it recurred? And talk loudly because they should hear.
patient is having the malrotated kidney. A line is not proper, and she has a history of maybe the stone may not be completely removed first. Second, she is having the
Open surgery usually pelvic stone is removed
she
completely.
may have a stenosis, which may again be restenosis. So
Okay.
that may lead to chance of recurrence.
So the stone formed in the PUJ due to firstly
At the pelvis, it is again obstruction line.
okay.
See, if you look at ectopic kidneys, because of the light, the drainage may be defective. Alright? So they have a higher incidence of just because of faulty drainage. That is one reason. The second reason is that this lady has got stone diathesis. She's got stone on one side, she's got stone on the other side. So she has every reason to form a recurrent stone. Idiopathic, whatever is the cause for it, we don't know. Okay? There may be a metabolic cause, there may be just idiopathic hypercalciuria. We have no idea at the moment. But she has every reason to have stone recurrence. And last but not least, if there is a narrowing at the PUJ and she already has got this stone diathesis with her, she will form another stone. So there is reason to form stones. Okay.
Yes, sir.
General examinations, normal.
Right.
Abdomen examination, lower midline scar is present, rest is normal.
So what will you do now?
Sir, urine. I'll go with the destination.
We are convinced that the cause of the pain is the kidney at the moment.
Sir, it can be kidney or maybe due to the ureteric calculus, sir.
No, is it kidney? I mean, it's urological or what? Are we sure it is urological? It may be non-urological cause also. No? It doesn't mean that everything is all in the kidney. Yeah. So, although there is no history suggestive, 1 week history of lower abdominal pain. That's all. Maybe anything else. Okay, carry on. What will you do now?
Sir, I do urine routine microscopic examination.
Okay.
And creatinine of the patient.
Normal.
What about bacteria present in urine routine microscope? Is it of any significance?
And she may be having the UTI.
Just talk loudly.
She may
Any
be-
symptoms don't need to tell you that.
She may be having the UTI or
She doesn't have fever, no?
pustules, typhoid and pustules are present and bacteria is present. That may increase the chance of now again infected stone conditions are high.
expected so.
Any other reason? Bacteria present. Madam was asking you, bacteria present, what is your opinion? Only 5 to 10 pustules are there. What is the significance of this bacteria present?
I do culture now.
No, no. What's the significance then you do? Is it important, not important? Do we give it importance? What is the meaning of bacteria present? You're asking for something that is
You do a lecture and say, do a culture.
It may be asymptomatic bacteria.
okay, asymptomatic bacteria. What else? What else can be the problem?
The patient is a she.
Ma'am, female patients, vaginal contamination may be there.
Anything else? Is it of any significance, or we should just ignore it? Bacteria is present. What do they mean by bacteria present? They do a test also. Another test is also there for it, no? Apart from uric acid micro, an office test is also there for it.
Leukocytes.
Okay, you tell this first. What is the meaning of bacteria present? One you said it could be asymptomatic, one could be contaminated. Anything else? Can it be significant? Take a class on.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, so okay. Urine culture is done and whatever.
Our basics are very important. Man. Okay.
But I think that some things they should read on their own. Okay, next. What investigation you do?
Ultrasound. Ma'am, to look for the pathology. Ma'am, to look whether origin of pathology, whether.
No. He wants an ultrasound, so I was just asking him why.
What she may be having the non-urological cost also, although history is facing more in favor of urological cost because past history she has operated for pilotomy and the piloaortic stenosis. Then whether.
So what other cause are you looking for? We have one cause which is significant. What is the other cause you think you will find on ultrasound? We justify it and then ask for it.
Ma'am, she's a female, so ma'am, whether any
I mean, you have completely forgotten, ruled out the fact, or not looked at the fact that this is a lady who has got left loin pain, and you're concentrating only on the kidneys. It could be a gynecological problem. It could be a colonic problem. There are so many things, no? And what madam is asking you is, why did you want an ultrasound? You just justify that.
Justify it.
That's all. इसमें क्या difficulty है?
Different, whether urological or
But what will you see? You just can't order and wait for the sonography to tell you. If you have something in your mind, then you
ma'am,
are
whether
asking.
there is any internal issues are present.
Internal echoes where? Again in the kidney. We are
Or
asking a non-urological. What else would you like to see in an ultrasound abdomen pelvis?
Whether any fluid is there in the pouch of.
Why fluid will be there in the pouch of the blood? She was operated many years ago.
Any gynecological problem she may have.
What gynecological problem?
Pelvic.
Huh? There's no UTI. You didn't ask for menstrual history or vaginal discharge or obstetric history. You didn't ask. So, which gynecological things can you diagnose with left lower abdominal pain on ultrasound? Will tell 2-3 reasons and give you the ultrasound. If you're asking for something, you better know the cause.
She may be having a pelvic inflammatory disease now.
Pelvic inflammatory disease can be diagnosed on ultrasound
No, no.
unless it is causing tubo-ovarian abscesses. What is the most common thing which is seen? You see also in our OPD, they come with those reports.
Ovarian cyst if she's
Ovarian
having.
cyst. What else? Tell us few causes. Have you seen fibroid commonly?
Yes.
Yeah, then what else?
Could she have an ectopic pregnancy? You didn't ask for history of last menstrual cycle, period, this, that. Very important in women, man. Just because the history does not show it, it's your business to ask these questions. What is the LMP? Very important.
If you end up in all this pregnancy-related problems so frequently, na? Take up the patient for ESWL, then realize, take her off for surgery, then realize. So many times it happens. So, don't want to ask?
Yes, LNP.
Okay. Any other investigation or you just want an ultrasound?
Initially, my ultrasound.
Baba, please talk loudly.
Initially,
You're not talking to me alone.
Initially, ultrasound. I'll ask.
Okay, he wants an ultrasound. Do we have it?
We have ultrasound? Ultrasound.
Only film is there, sir. Only report.
That's all the report. They didn't give us a film.
Right, ovarian cyst now.
So now, what do you want? You would like to treat with this report?
Ma'am, I want CT, KUV to look.
Don't keep on asking 10 investigations. So you very well know that I will ask you this next question. Now you don't say expect KUV, then NCCT, then I want CT IVU. Do one thing definitely. Everything costs money. You want to treat this patient now?
I want to treat my
You want to treat, yes and no? You want to treat?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to treat. Then you should have a definitive diagnosis from your radiological investigation. If you ask for a plain CT, again you will be at a thing that you don't know the anatomy of this kidney. You don't know the function of this kidney. What is ultrasound saying? Hypoplastic or whatever that means. Then what is the use of asking for an NCCT? Is there any use? NCCT will tell you whether there is a stone. At the most, it will tell you an HU. It may tell you some cortical thickness. Will it tell you the function? Will it tell you the anatomy? Then don't ask for useless things. One definitive investigation will tell.
What is your difficulty in answering that question, boss?
Ma'am, I'll ask for CT IQ to look for the stone unfilled unit. Then I will look whether the function of the kidney drainage is there or not, and how much it is functioning.
You could have easily avoided all these questions by thinking for a moment and say that I will do a CT urogram or CT with contrast, and all CTs with contrast do come with an NCCT first and then they will do. So you say with this I will be able to look at these things. At the same time I will be able to look for non-urological reasons as to if there is another cause for her abdominal pain. And be done with it. Nobody will ask you any question. In your OPD or in your practice you will probably be doing this. But in the exam you get tongue tied. These are standard things, no? You will be killing a lot of birds with the right investigation. Okay, so you see this and then decide. Now when you say NCCT, CT contrast, CT urogram with all the other features, definitely the examiner is going to ask you, what about IVU? You must be prepared. You must be prepared for the examiner to ask you, why not do an IVU? It is cheaper, less radiation, female, all these questions will come up. So how will you counter that? Remember, in the exam, it is one answer, one counter. That's all there is. So how will you answer that question? IVU, the examiner wants, he'll ask you, most 100% will do CT urogram in this patient. But that odd day will ask for IVU. So how will you justify not doing an IVU in this patient?
Sir, to rule out non-urological causes, to look for other organs also, like.
Okay, that may be one reason. But IVU is not done to do that, isn't it? The IVU, as the examiner has asked for, not to rule out a gynecological cause, because the examiner doesn't think this patient has got anything gynecological. The ultrasound has shown him a calculus. So he wants, why does he have to think of non? So he will tell you, I want to do IVU. You tell him what is wrong.
Looking at the scan report, why do you think that IVU is appropriate or inappropriate investigation?
That's all. What is the? Are you still online or offline?
Yes, sir.
Right. Oh, why? What's your difficulty in answering that question? IVU पूछा है. You can either agree with the examiner or you can disagree with the examiner. Both are options are available.
Come on, we will not progress at this rate. Every question has to
कुछ तो बोलो. See, when the kidney is hypoplastic, we don't have any other opinion on this. The size is what is the criteria, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So when size of the kidney is at fault, then the function of that kidney is also likely to be compromised.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So an IVU is based purely on the functional integrity of the kidney.
Yes, sir.
You put this contrast inside, the kidney will excrete it. Alright? You don't have an arterial phase, you don't have a venous phase, which the CT has the advantage. So while the CT will show you the arterial phase, it can also show you an inflated version of a kidney which is useless. Simply because you see it highlighting well. So if this kidney is poorly functioning, it will not take up any contrast, IVU contrast. So you lose out on that. So you can agree with the examiner and say, sir, the kidney is actually functioning reasonably well. It's not a bad investigation to do. There's less radiation. But
there is another issue here.
Another issue also is here. Right?
Okay, sir.
Another issue here which counters the use of IVU. What is it?
What can you get on a CT which you can't get on an IVU?
Council unit, ma'am.
Okay, he wants the hospital. What else?
Skin to stone distance, I can get.
Skin to stone distance. Are we planning ESWL for a pelvic kidney?
Ma'am.
Then why are you asking?
Live.
Lie, we know it is ectopic, malrotated. What more do you want to know?
Vessels from the
Stop lovely.
vessels on the CT, ma'am.
Which vessels you want to know?
Ma'am, renal artery, and if it is crossing vessels are present.
If they were crossing vessels present, they would have dealt with it at the initial pyroplasty. Would they come up now? A new vessel cannot form, na? New adhesions may form, but a new vessel won't come in place. So, do we have the plates, sir? We'll proceed with the
Go ahead.
coming, yeah.
Go ahead. Next.
She came with the
She came with the CTKUB. Alright.
NCC.
NCCT. Yeah, very good. She came with non-contrast sheet.
Good.
Show the next one.
Next. Next.
Could you see left kidney? Okay, now display. Films are over, right?
One more.
And left kidney is ectopic and with a
Please talk loud.
left kidney is ectopic with calculus present and it is malreplicated also, ma'am.
Okay, so that we had in history only. All this information which you're telling, she came in history only. Anything else you want to tell about?
What else?
No evidence of hydronephrosis, ma'am, or pyelonephritis.
Is this ectopic kidney showing a lot of calyceal dilatation? Is there hydronephrosis in this kidney?
No hydronephrosis, sir. No pyelonephritis it has, sir.
No, these are important considerations, isn't it? They have said hypoplastic kidney. That means the kidney has to be small in size. Is that actually small in size?
Not appear to be small, sir. And it's not appear to be small, sir.
Doesn't appear to be small, but it is not hydronephrotic.
No, sir.
Yeah? Whatever it is, I know it's a non-contrast CT, but you can make out that there is hydro or no hydro.
No hydronephrosis is seen, sir.
So is that a good indication or a bad indication?
Maybe bad indication, sir. Maybe it's a hypoplastic kidney not functioning, sir.
If it is not functioning, then how did it form a stone?
Maybe secondary to stricture first, sir. It has formed a stone, then now it, because 6 years after 6 years she is now presenting, sir. Then she is maybe having a non-functioning now, sir. Earlier it may be functional, sir.
Okay, any other information you gained from this investigation?
You have not commented about the right kidney. You forgot.
Right kidney appears to be normal, sir. Left one only we can.
There is an important feature in the right kidney, which if you look carefully will give you an idea as to the state of the left kidney. You understood my question? I am giving you a hint. If you look at the right kidney,
There may be
it will give you an idea of the status of the left kidney.
compensatory hypertrophy is there of the right kidney.
So what does that mean?
Sir, that means left kidney is most likely non-functional, hypoplastic and maybe non-functional, sir.
That's what I am asking you. You should have said this, no? You forgotten the right kidney completely. The right kidney is looking so big, so beautiful. Small cystus, that is ovarian cyst, they said. There were some shock waves given to this kidney. Is there a recurrence of stone in that kidney?
No stone is seen, sir, in right kidney.
I say, yeah, you have to tell all this, no? This lady, we said initially, maybe having a stone problem. That's why she's got all this disease. And say, they said, no, right side they gave ESWL. So you have to see, this recurrence of stone, what is the size of that kidney? What is the shape of that kidney? Is there anything scarring? Anything? All those things are important consideration. No? Only 36-year-old. Suppose you have to see everything. Okay, so now what you will do? Will you leave her like this or you want something more?
Sir, I want DTCA scan to see to first the function of the left kidney, sir, to document whether that is functioning or not, sir.
So when you fill up the request for the DTPA scan, what you will tell? How will you fill up the form? You send the patient to the nuclear medicine department of KEM. What will you write on that form?
So to look for the drainage, sir.
Nuclear medicine people are very good doctors, man. They know much more than us actually. That specialty has become super now. So you have to be very careful. Don't say I want to look at drainage, they'll laugh at you. Of course we'll look for drainage, brother. Don't tell us obvious things they will tell you. But what else will you give them information?
Why in this particular case?
This case we are talking about. I said how will you fill up the request form for the DTPA scan?
Yeah, can you reduce?
See, when somebody has not seen any imaging at all, and the kidneys are, and they are looking at kidneys, it is assumed that both kidneys are in the renal fossa, in the loin area. In a busy nuclear medicine department, this is what. So you have to bring attention to the fact that this lady has got an ectopic kidney, number one. Number two, you've got to tell them that there is a problem with its function. So, hypoplastic, ectopic kidney on the left side. Because the counting is different. The scintillation camera will have to be adjusted. No, you can't just do it like that. They must know. And in some of these patients, they do both prone as well as in supine position, so that you get the activity correctly. So all these points have to be mentioned in that request form. Alright. So what was done next for this lady?
So flexiones.
Right. So what will you do now? DTPA scan shows about 25% function in that kidney.
The GF, how much is the GFR of left kidney, sir?
25% you calculate. How will it be? 25% is there.
Above what percentage do we conserve and below what percentage do we save stations?
Less than 10%. Less than 10%. We usually do nephrectomy.
And above which
More than
we
20,
are in repair or we conserve
20%.
20%. 20% is a fixed figure. Or
Now this
something nearby.
15 to 20% now.
I think reading has to be done.
You see, this question has to be answered thinking carefully. Is it a blanket rule that 10%? Is it a blanket rule 20%? These are all figures, and it has to be taken into the context of the clinical scenario. This may be a patient who has got renal failure and you want to preserve maximum kidney function, and therefore even a 20% kidney which is useless, if it is producing urine, is worth having in a patient with renal failure with this. Let me tell you one thing. It is very important to preserve a kidney which is making some urine. It's very important because this will help in preventing fluid overload in these patients who got renal insufficiency. Alright? That is the difference between a patient who has got chronic GN and a patient who has got tubular interstitial disease. In chronic GN, you will find many of these patients present to you with pulmonary edema. Simply because the kidney is not making urine. 200 ml of urine per day. You see this in nephrology, isn't it? Whereas these people who got tubular interstitial disease will go on and on for a long time producing urine. Chronic pyelonephritis, tubular interstitial disease. So they have the advantage that they can push out some fluid from their body as long as the heart is pumping into the kidney. Alright. So you have to weigh into account the clinical scenario before you take that figure. While we agree that yes, the blanket figure like this is equivalent to dialysis, it doesn't necessarily mean that every patient will have that kidney removed. We'll have to look for it very carefully. I agree if it is an infected kidney or if it's got some tumor in it or something not worth keeping, then recurrent infections. Yes, of course. Nobody is denying the role of nephrectomy in the poorly functioning kidney. Remember that. We have to look at the clinical state. Alright? So what? This kidney had reasonable function. So what do you think can be done for it?
First, I'll clear the stone, sir.
No, how will you clear this? We agree that you have to clear this stone, but how will you clear it?
Sir, what is the size of the stone?
अरे बाबा वही दिखा ना वो एक्सरे में 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter.
Yes, sir, 1.4.
1.4. Okay, got it. Yeah. 1.4 centimeters. What do you do?
Sir, PCNL we can do, sir.
PCNL. Okay. You can do PCNL. Is it easy or difficult? How will you do PCNL for this lady?
It will be difficult, sir.
But you said you will do PCNL now. Huh? Patient will ask you, no, साहब वो कैसे निकालोगे stone को? You will tell PCNL, then you go take the patient in theatre. अरे बाबा, this is very difficult. I told this patient PCNL भी कैसे करेगा इसको? What is the problem with PCNL in this patient? Don't know? PCNL in ectopic pelvic kidney is a well-hackneyed topic here. All these endourology pundits love doing these cases.
laparoscopic. Right.
No, laparoscopy, how will you do? Have you seen or must have seen webinars or some videos or something like that?
Have a paper to it.
If you look at the issues related to PCNL and pelvic kidneys, you will be able to figure it out. Can you do open surgery for this lady? Huh? Can you do open surgery? Hello?
Yeah, sir, can be done, sir.
Yeah, what is wrong? Sir, it'll be a little adherent, that's all. Already had open surgery, go on, do open surgery again. Can you do laparoscopic ureterolithotomy?
Yes, sir.
You have so many options. You can do laparoscopic ureterolithotomy. Can you do flexi URS? Can you do flexible ureteroscopy?
Now we have to wait patiently to hear from you. Yes and no. Any other what's going on? You either say yes or you say no. What are the periods?
We can do, sir, flexible uroscopy.
What is the problem with doing flexible ureteroscopy in this situation?
Sir, chances complete clearance may not be there, sir. And
Why clearance?
No. Is that the main reason? Is that the main issue?
or sir, she is maybe because past history of pelvic electric anastomosis has been done.
Okay.
Scope may not negotiate easily through that if she has having the stenosis, sir.
Okay, then you circumvent that problem. How can you circumvent it? Or you diagnose it?
Okay, you have to now read how flexible ureteroscopy is done in abnormally placed kidneys.
Okay, sir.
The important thing here is the ureter. You don't know whether this ureteric orifice is on the same side as the kidney. You haven't seen it. It may be going to the other side.
Yes, sir.
So, these are issues. So, that's why if you read, you will know these issues related to flexible ureteroscopy in abnormally placed kidney. Lots of stuff written about it. I'm not asking for PCNL. PCNL also well described on all these cases. You can do combined with laparoscopy, you can do without laparoscopy. The important thing is you must know where the bowel is, where the other stuff are. That's all. And puncture the kidney.
Okay, sir.
So read up. Articles are written from India only. Articles written from India on this subject. Articles written from the Crows data, all that is there. So just have a look at it and read it up.
Also read
Okay.
from our department.
You've done in your own degree, yes. So, laga usko, okay. Next class, you tell us what are the issues, how will you
Flexible uroscopy in abnormal.
to flexible ureteroscopy in abnormally placed kidneys and how they are tackled.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.